Let's get to it. A hurricane edition, you could say, of Money Huddle today. First analyst and president of Zuma Global. I'm going to welcome back Heather Zumaraga with us. And also joining us for the huddle, Seth Denson, a Newsmax contributor and business and market analyst. Thanks, guys, for joining us. As always, we look forward to this. We don't look forward to, obviously, the topic, which increasingly gets worse every week. And now we have Jamie Dimon saying it's an economic hurricane. To that point, jobs report due out tomorrow is supposed to be pretty bad. First, over to you, Heather. What's the financial equivalent of putting up hurricane shutters for folks?
Well, I think higher gas prices. You look at the national average. Every single state right now, all 50 states today are over $4 a gallon. And you've got diesel average at $5.50. So I think as gas prices are skyrocketing for everyday Americans, the Rasmussen poll had a majority of Americans saying that they have to cut back on their spending just to make ends meet so they can fill up their tank and get to work. I know Elon Musk is calling everyone back to work, but if you all don't have an electric vehicle, then how are you going to power your cars? I guess you take a bus or you take mass transit, and Americans are saying, hey, wait a minute. The Biden administration could do more. He's even admitted that this problem is, he sees it as an enormous opportunity to push the wind, solar, and the climate change agenda, the Green New Deal that Democrats want. So he doesn't see higher oil prices as a threat. The administration sees this as a good thing.
Unbelievable. And, I hate to push back against Jamie Dimon, but there is no such thing as a minor hurricane. They're all a big deal. We also have former Obama economic advisor, Steve Ratner, Brett, telling the Biden administration this hard fact. That you can't just blame the Fed. You can't let Janet Yellen be the only one to fall on our sword here. The buck stops with the guy who pumped all these bucks into the economy. Here's that.
Look, we're all paying the price for having overstimulated this economy during the pandemic and putting too much money into people's pockets, which created a lot of this inflation. And there's no free lunch here.
Seth, the old saying rings true. There's no such thing as a free lunch. And this inflation is the price we are paying for all that money that the Biden administration pumped into the economy.
Yeah, and listen, I'll be fair and say that the Trump administration did the same thing. Republicans did the same thing. They shouldn't have done it. We were given stimulus checks when a big chunk of Americans, more than half of them, didn't lose their job, more than that. So we were pumping money, and both political parties certainly are to blame for trying to throw money at problems to satisfy voters. Now, it's easy to Monday morning quarterback the pandemic and say, well, we should have known better. And certainly the Biden administration had a little bit of extra time to look at the field and see what was going on. And they haven't stopped. And that's the problem. Eventually, you're going to have to eat your own cooking. And that's what's going on here. And when Janet Yellen comes out and say we didn't see this coming, I don't know if she's just stupid or lying, but she's not stupid. She's actually a well-educated person who understands the economy, which means, like many that we've seen before out of this administration, she's lying. And I don't know which is scarier, stupid or lying.
Well, somebody was told to go out there and take the blame for this, and it seems like Janet Yellen was the one who's able to do this. It's hard to believe at this point, Heather, that Janet Yellen still has her job.
Well, I think she still has her job because obviously she's the scapegoat or the fallout person for the administration. I think Seth is exactly right. She's not stupid. She's a smart woman. She's been served under both the Fed and various administrations on both political sides of the aisle. So I think right now she's just saying, oh, this came as a surprise. But I hardly think with her background that this came as any surprise. I think it's gone too far too fast. Exactly 1 year ago, the administration was out there, both the press secretary, Biden himself, Janet Yellen, all saying this is temporary. Folks, this is not temporary. And Americans know that right now. So inflation is a big problem. People are fighting inflation every single day. And now we have to tighten monetary conditions, which is essentially raise interest rates to offset that at the same time. And that's why we're blaming the Fed. We are saying they're behind the curve, so to speak, and that they should have raised rates a long time ago. Well, guess what? People like Seth and I have been arguing for that for the past year. And no one has done anything because everything's great until it isn't.
Right. Everyone points to the stock market. Look how good the stock market is doing. Everything's fine.
Feeding the bubble.
No, it's not. You guys were right about that a long time ago, before Janet Yellen admitted it. Thanks, guys. Always great to see you, Seth and Heather Zumaraga.
Thanks, John.
We'll see you guys soon.
Appreciate
Thanks,
it.
guys.